material there from yesterday, and we're going to have even more highlights today, and as you were saying, more craft to look at.
Oh, really superb, yeah. So, I mean, there's still all the highlights are there, of course, and they're wonderful, wonderful machines.
Yeah.
But I think seeing the two
sounds, it kind of goes through you, doesn't it? It's a very evocative thing.
Yeah, actually, one of the aircraft that I manage, another string to my boat, I had to run a little historic aircraft by myself.
Right.
And do the odd display.
Yeah.
Is the Bell 47, which of course is one of the world's most iconic helicopters. And that came out with the original sort of slat. The chopper was the name that was derived out of that. Very famous in the MASH series. Well, you're way too young.
I know, I remember that. Sadly, I'm not too young.
Yeah. On day 2 of the fantastic Bournemouth 10th Anniversary 2017 Air Festival. And straight here at Datum is the Twister Duo. So their beautiful inverted mirror pass there. Flown in the lead aircraft to Peter Wells, the team leader, and in the second aircraft, his number 2 is Chris Burkitt, flying as that beautiful pair mirror pass as they start open day 2 of Bournemouth 2017. Now pulling up there now, you can see out to your right hand side now, trailing that smoke, is that a shot of that elliptical wing, that seemingly, as George mentioned earlier, that kind of plastic Spitfire look. So it's got the wing of a Spitfire, yet is a small kit, robust carbon fibre self-assembly aircraft that Pete Wells and Chris Burkitt have built themselves. So right hand side now, back into mirror pair, pulling into a barrel roll. So beautiful pair of double rolls there, the guys twinning up again. Continue the roll out, due right in front of you there, just passing Datum, where we can see both set in front of us RFA Argus, all those lovely pleasure craft, which are clearly getting a beautiful view of today's Twister Duo display. Now the aircraft is actually a silenced Twister SA 1100, for those that want the facts and figures. It was actually developed from a world-beating radio-controlled aerobatic machine, originally known as the Twister, and it's been developed and brought into living life as an aircraft by brothers Matthias and Thomas Streicher in Germany. Peter, Chris there, flying that wonderful tight loop. Chris just hanging on Peter's wing there. Peter keeping controls as steady as he can in these slightly gusty conditions, and Chris trying to match smoothly every tiny manoeuvre. As George mentioned earlier, Chris is listening to Peter's voice as Peter puts the manoeuvres in. He's calling those out on the radio. Chris goes with that voice move. If he is just going on what he sees, it's going to be just a little bit delayed, but beautifully timed here now. Wonderful paraloops there, moving out and splitting above Argus. Now you can see. So out either side now, Peter and Chris doing a wonderful job of trying to coordinate those manoeuvres. You see Chris out, Peter on the right-hand side. He extended his right-hand side into wind to try and see if he can match up this cross. And here, crossing right at Datum, beautifully timed, Peter and Chris, and that crossing pass. I mentioned a little bit earlier that Peter and Chris have self-assembled these aircraft. They were, in fact, saw the aircraft back at Friedrichshafen at one of the air shows, and saw this beautiful aircraft and thought they could really do something quite spectacular. So they developed the silent Twister as much as they can. They've upgraded the engine, they've added the smoke, and got these two beautiful aircraft which they have built themselves and know intimately with both engineers and pilots. beauty of these kit aircraft. Small, lightweight, incredibly strong, means they're also incredibly safe. Using similar technology to Formula One cockpit, keep the pilot extremely safe. Also, it means that the aircraft can be disassembled, taken apart, shipped out, and they've flown as far in air shows as far away as Bahrain and Turkmenistan. Just a few of the voice comments there. There's Peter calling the turns, the rolls, the leads. The guy out to our right-hand side, he's working into wind, putting some extra manoeuvres in to ensure they get that decent pass. He's got to put in a couple more 100 metres to make sure the wind then blows it back right into the correct place. Now, the team have been developing since 2009, working very hard on their display, both day and night. A lovely crossing pass there. The guys really working hard to make sure we keep this display nicely and beautifully judged right dead centre datum. This looks like another beautiful pass, as the big Chris is then just going to catch up on the leader Peter, just moving out to our right hand side. So we're back to our right hand side now. I think possibly inspired by another famous slightly red display team is Peter and Chris. So both pilots working very hard throughout the season, making this lovely, beautiful, very graceful pairs formation display. Pete Wells, the team leader, owner manager. Chris Burkett. Pete Wells is number 2, his wingman, the guy on the right hand side there, just disappearing out towards RFA Argus. Chris has been aviation enthusiast all his life, and first flew aerobatics in the Chetmud as a Royal Air Force cadet. He then started display flying and was originally a member of Captain Neville's Flying Circus, for those who remember. However, Chris, for the last decade or so, has been flying high-performance aerobatic types, winning several trophies in many aerobatic competitions. He's flown all over the field, all over the world, as far afield as Bahrain and China. And pulling up beautifully now, showing a bit of the Bournemouth love, the Twisted Joe, making that beautiful heart. This one's for you, everybody.